Hybrids and EVs are the talk of the town lately, and so Hyundai also wants a slice of that pie, especially for their mainstream SUV models. Now what we have here is the now top-spec Hyundai Tucson HEV GLS, and in this video we find out if this hybrid Tucson is a better choice over the gasoline and diesel trims. Let's do this. There are three Tucson variants here in the Philippines: the base trim gasoline GLS, the diesel GLS Plus, and now the top-spec HEV GLS. Now there are some who would wonder why we need another Tucson variant here in the Philippines, but in this case, the Hyundai Tucson HEV seeks to provide the best of both gasoline and diesel trims. Of course, combining all of the best traits of the lower trims also means a slightly higher asking price. You see, this top-spec Tucson HEV GLS retails for 2,290,000 Philippine pesos, which is over 300 grand more than the diesel Tucson. So, given the added entry cost, is the Hyundai Tucson HEV the better pick over its ICE siblings? Let's find out.
Here at Reagan's Rides, we do car reviews of SUVs, sports cars, trucks, and everything in between. So subscribe and hit the bell.
I know 310,000 Philippine pesos is a lot of money when you consider the cost between the diesel Tucson and this hybrid variant, but you do get more than just fuel cost savings in this hybrid trim. You see, we have a panoramic sunroof here because this, my friends, is the only variant in the local lineup that gets a panoramic sunroof. Now anyway, pare, kidding aside, the Tucson HEV is a big step in the right direction because, to be honest guys, diesel engines are already on their way out. In fact, all car makers have stopped producing new diesel tech, so bringing in this hybrid trim to the country is a logical move. Not to mention the perks that you get for driving a hybrid vehicle, such as number coding exemption until the year 2030 and reduced LTO registration fees. Now, the Tucson HEV may be a gasoline-powered crossover, but this is not as anemic as the base trim Tucson GLS. See, we have a 1.6-liter turbocharged inline-4 here that, when you combine it with the electric motor, produces a combined output of 230 PS and 350 Newton-meters of torque. Now, pare, that is something else. Now, we also have a 6-speed automatic transmission here, which, to be honest, is an odd choice for a hybrid powertrain. You see, most hybrids use a CVT or a dedicated hybrid transmission for maximum fuel efficiency, so pairing this with a 6-speed automatic means that, Hyundai wants to prioritize performance over fuel efficiency, and they just want to maximize the output from this series parallel hybrid system. Or maybe they just got a little bit lazy and just wanted to use their existing 6-speed automatic. But either way, pare, the good thing here is we still get decent fuel economy in the Tucson Hybrid. You see, on eco mode and with a very light foot, you could still get around 15 kilometers per liter in the city, and highway drives can go as high as 25 kilometers per liter, again with a very light foot and in eco mode, and yes, with a lot of patience when you do that fuel economy run. Now, the thing is, here's the thing, pare. You pop this in sport mode, alright? You put it in sport mode, and the Tucson Hybrid will deliver a performance level that can beat even the diesel Tucson. Yeah, pare. You see, we have a beefier acceleration here, and this hybrid Tucson reaches 0 to 100 kph in as quick as 8 seconds, which is a full second faster than the 0 to 100 kph times of the Tucson diesel. Now, it's already a given that hybrids have a more refined and quieter ride than, let's say, pure gasoline or diesel-powered vehicles, but the Tucson HEV takes it a step further with its e-comfort and e-dynamic drive technology. Now, in a nutshell, the hybrid system here manages where and how the power is distributed to the front wheels, this being a front-wheel drive vehicle, and it helps to keep the Tucson Hybrid stable in all sorts of driving conditions and situations. Now, I had the chance to put it to the test and I was able to take some really fast corners, and I must tell you, pare, that the e-dynamic system works really well, and it's not just some hype or, some hula baloo, When I attacked those fast corners, the Tucson HEV remained planted and balanced, and it gave me a lot of confidence when I'm driving through those fast corners. The thing is, when it comes to the e-comfort side, well, pare, let's put it this way, okay? The ride feels a little bit floaty, and it is comfortable enough, and it's good for nice and long highway drives like where we are now. But to be honest, it doesn't really feel different from the base trim gasoline Tucson. But at least in this hybrid trim, pare, we still get more performance and better fuel economy here. Now, as far as looks are concerned, the overall front fascia design of this Hyundai Tucson suits this hybrid trim more than the lower gasoline and diesel trims. You see, we have the exact identical front fascia design here as before, which means that we still have this parametric jewel-like LED DRLs here, as well as the jewel-like front grille, and we have that blacked out H logo right there. And of course, we still have the full LED lighting units found here on the sides of the front bumper. Now, this, my friends, is bagay talaga siya. It's bagay siya because it looks so futuristic, and hybrid technology being the future of vehicles, well, as I said, bagay talaga, pare. Now, here up front, there is really no way that you can tell that this is the hybrid versus the gasoline and diesel trims, except for, well, the fact that you get a green license plate here for driving a hybrid vehicle. Now, the side profile design is identical to the lower gasoline and diesel trims, except for, well, the design of the 19-inch alloy wheels here. Now, we still have muscular fenders like before. We have a muscular front fender here and the muscular rear fender. Plus, we still have this really cool and unique character line that goes all over the roof area of this Hyundai Tucson HEV. Now, since this is pretty much identical as before, that means that behind the 19-inch alloy wheels, we still have four-wheel disc brakes, and for the suspension, we still have a MacPherson front suspension and multi-links at the back. Now, because it's still identical in terms of the suspension system, well, pare, we still have the same ground clearance here at 181 millimeters. So, alright, let me just put down the climate control there. Alright guys, so the exterior of the Tucson Hybrid didn't really change much. But here inside, for this facelifted model, well, we have a ton of changes here. Essentially, the entire layout of this cabin has been replaced with this more business black interior, and we now have a lot more cubbies and space here. You see, the middle dashboard has this shelf where you can put a bunch of stuff there. That's really good that they put that. And since the shifter has now migrated from the center stack to the steering column here, we have the shifter right there. Takes a little bit of getting used to though, but you get the hang of it, you're fine. Since we have that here, we have a lot of space right here in the middle where you could even put your Mrs. Handbag. Now, that amount of space that had been freed up here in the center means that we now have a larger wireless charging pad here, a fast wireless charging pad. And I love that it also comes with indicator lights for if your cell phone is charging or if it's already fully topped up. Now, we also have a row of buttons here, physical buttons for your drive mode, for the 360-degree view camera image, for the parking sensors. It's all there, it's all neatly laid out. Now, as for the other features here inside, well, we have these fully leather seats here. We now have a black leather seats with these aluminum accents there, and we still just get power adjustments for the driver, and we still don't have ventilation function here. Bit of a drawback for me, especially here in tropical Philippines, but it is what it is. Now, we also have a differently designed leather wrap steering wheel here. See, the steering wheel now has a sportier 3-spoke design, and we lose the H logo. Now, we don't have the H logo here. Instead, we have these 4 Morse code dots, which I believe means Hyundai, all right? But correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. Now, we also have a pair of paddle shifters here because we do have that 6-speed automatic transmission, and the wheel also adjusts for tilt, and it also telescopes, as expected from a vehicle that costs more than 2 million Philippine pesos. Now, as I said, we have the shifter mounted here. It takes some getting used to. There are a couple of times where I wanted to go for a drive, but I put it in reverse and vice versa. But yeah, once you get the hang of it, you should be all right. Now, when you look at the instrument panel here, guys, yeah, this is another big change. We have the same dual monolith panel display here that can be found in the Ioniq 5 and probably the Ioniq 6. I haven't even reviewed that. Now, we have a 12.3-inch instrument panel here that's paired with a 12.3-inch touchscreen infotainment system that comes with wireless Apple CarPlay and wireless Android Auto, and of course, the image of a 360-degree view camera. Now, this is a curved display. That's something that I really love. And, well, we also have all of your hybrid information found here. Now, another thing that I noticed is this vehicle is the only car that I've tested that does not come with a normal drive mode. You see, that's a bit weird, guys. We have the drive mode selector here, and we only have Eco, Sport, and My Drive. Now, My Drive can be configured here in the instrument panel. And dude, it's funny because when I started configuring My Drive, I noticed that it also has baby mode. Baby means that if you have infants in the car, so I guess that means that you won't have too much power on tap. Maybe, maybe. But yeah, that's really cool that we have that there. Really fun. Now anyway, we also have a redesigned set of AC controls here, pretty similar to the one that you can find in the Ioniq 5. We have haptic controls here, and to its credit, the haptic controls are quite responsive, but we also have physical knobs and buttons to control your infotainment system. So I love that Hyundai merges the sleek high-tech touchscreen here plus these physical knobs and buttons. I love that. Now, if you look to the left side of the steering wheel here, we also have a bunch of buttons for your power liftgate, your traction control system, and we have here what you call a 12-volt battery reset. Now, here's the deal about the Tucson HEV. See, it does not come with a 12-volt battery because the 12-volt battery is integrated with the hybrid battery pack there. And the good thing here is, yeah, if ever the car detects a large amount of vampiric drain that's happening to your vehicle when it's parked for a long period of time, the car automatically disengages the 12-volt, which prevents it from being discharged. Now, I love that it comes with that safety feature. So if ever that happens to you and you can't start your car, all you need to do is press the button here, the 12-volt battery reset button, and you have 15 seconds to start your car, and just make sure that you run it for 30 minutes and your 12-volt battery, which is integrated with the hybrid battery pack, will be fully charged once again. Thank you, Hyundai, for giving us that, because I did hear that replacing that integrated 12-volt battery pack will cost a pretty penny. It's going to be quite expensive, well, more expensive than regular 12-volt battery packs. Now, what else do we have here, guys? So, aside from that, yeah, we also have here a row of Type-C charge ports, and I love that we also have a button here for if you just want to charge your cell phone or if you want to use the data function as well. And we also have another button here that activates the 180-watt charging port towards the rear end of this vehicle. So yes, it seems that Hyundai has thought of a lot of things when they did the redesign of this cabin. And of course, if you look up, we still get that huge panoramic sunroof that only this Tucson HEV trim gets here in the Philippines. The facelift of the Hyundai Tucson means that we now get Hyundai's SmartSense, which is the full suite of advanced driver assist aids. Now, all trims gets adaptive cruise control now, which they call Smart Cruise Control, and we also have lane keep assist, but it is only this hybrid trim and the diesel variant that gets the complete set, which includes the nifty blind spot view monitor here that comes out on your instrument panel. Now, the thing is, I find that the safety nannies of this Tucson HEV to be a tad bit too conservative and a little bit too nervous for my taste, because it always alerts me of so many things at so many times, even if I'm still so far away from the vehicles around me. Alright? But, well, I guess it's still better to be safe than sorry, yeah? Now, anyway, let's go and check out the back seat. So the back seat of the Tucson HEV is one of the most spacious feeling in the category, mainly because of that large panoramic sunroof, which this trim is the only one that gets it in the Tucson lineup, the local Tucson lineup. Now, the actual space itself is also pretty good. We have, at 5'6", I get around 5 inches of headroom, and I got tons of kneeroom and legroom here. The thing is, I did notice that we have a small bump in the center there of the floor, which is kind of weird because this is a front-wheel drive hybrid, and it doesn't really have a drive shaft, but it is what it is. Now, as for the ride comfort and the ride quality here, well, guys, pare, mga dudes, all of that e-comfort thingamajig hybrid technology that we have here, yeah, you could feel it here in the back seat. The ride is comfortable, it is really, really refined, and I wouldn't be surprised if all of your passenger prince and princesses would fall asleep when you go on a long drive in the Tucson HEV. Now, as for the amenities here at the back, well, of course, we get the complete set. We have a center armrest here with a couple of cup holders. We have a pair of rear AC vents there and a pair of USB Type-C charge ports. Now, the rear end design of the Tucson HEV is identical to the gasoline and diesel trim, save for the hybrid badge that can be found right here. Now, I don't blame Hyundai for not wanting to change the rear end design of this crossover, because this, my friends, is one of the most stunning rear ends that you can get in the segment today. You see, that's because we have this full LED light strip right there in the middle, plus we've got these LED taillights that are shaped like double fangs, and we have that H logo that is incorporated into the rear glass. Now, this being the top spec HEV trim, we also have a power liftgate here, and once you get that open, you'll see that you have ample cargo space here. Now, I don't have the exact number in liters, but I do have my Tunker large trunk right here, and let me demonstrate to you guys. Despite having a large Tunker trunk, you can still fit 2 of these in this cargo area. Now, here's another fun fact about the Tucson HEV. See, when you open the floorboard here, you'll notice that we have a spare tire, albeit a donut spare tire, and this is something that is quite rare, especially in hybrid vehicles nowadays. Now, why is this so? That's because the 1.49 kilowatt-hour lithium-ion battery pack is mounted underneath the back seat of the Tucson HEV, which helps you to maximize your cargo space. Now, if you're also looking for the 12-volt battery of this vehicle, well, you can't find that anywhere because the 12-volt battery is also incorporated inside the battery case of that lithium-ion battery pack, the hybrid battery pack. So it's there, it's together with that larger battery pack. So, if you're looking for it, now you know. Woo! So, is this Tucson HEV the better choice over its diesel and gasoline siblings? Well, if you want a future-proof Tucson, then this hybrid is the only choice. With the automotive industry moving towards hybrids and EVs, Hyundai Philippines made the right move to bring in their HEVs to match that trend. This Tucson HEV gives the best performance experience in the local Tucson lineup, all while returning the most efficient daily drives. So yes, while the Tucson HEV has a higher entry price than the lower trims, you are getting the best of both worlds and number coding exemption at the same time. Thanks for watching.